Hi guys, welcome to J Bass Boughton Podcast. I'm Miss Coco Boughton. Y'all, we're gonna talk a little bit about playing. Playing how you feel versus how the song is really written. But first of all, I want to say, how are you doing? How are y'all doing out there? Today here in Candor, North Carolina, it is a little bit chilly because we had a little snow last night. As a matter of fact, I overslept and I woke up and it was about gone. So it was a little bit, not much. Um, when it comes down to me for playing bass and, doing a cover of a song, that's why my covers are just for me, because I feel like sometimes that's where I feel comfortable at. But I may hear a song that I wanna, kind of rearrange some and play it how I feel it in my soul, in my spirit. And it may not be how the song is actually written, but to me it feels better and sounds better. But it's about it reminds me of when um you get the album song versus what you get at a concert. It changes up a whole lot. There's a big difference between that album song and that concert song, because that album song is like what you're singing in a studio. You may have certain feelings and stuff that are flowing through that song, but it's different when you're in front of people. It's a total difference. Like, you have a different type of a bass high. It's a different type of bass high. And so that's the angle that I be playing from a lot of times, because I'm not a professional player. I'm just a bass lover. I just love to play bass. I've always wanted to play bass and never had my own like that. Like I said, I always used to just borrow everybody else's instruments. But now that I have my own and can play every day, I can now start to see my true potential and my growth. Every day that I play the bass, I see my growth. And so I learn new notes every day, and I learn different techniques, and which I'm very proud of, because I remember when I first got the bass that I was hitting the strings and I could hear the other strings rattling and stuff, and I was so nervous that I was not going to get out of that phase for a long time. But then it just started coming natural. Y'all got to excuse me if I keep pausing. It's because I keep yawning. I am not fully out of the bed yet, guys. I'm just laying here soaking it in. But But the thing is, the more I learn, the more techniques I learn. I look at different people pages, and I look at different techniques that people do, and it's crazy, because even though I look at what they do, my body may still want to do different. My fingers got a mind of their own. They may want to do different. Like, my ears are hear something, but my fingers is the one that really needs the communication. My fingers will do what they want to do. And I guess it's called self-awareness. Oh, God, I did not know I was going to be yawning like this. Oh, I guess it's kind of like self-awareness when it comes down to playing and just trusting who you are to play what you play. I mean, because if even for me being a beginner bass player, I can hear bad notes. When I play a bad note, it's like I get this sour face. I can feel it through my bones that, hey, that was not right. You sounded like crap then. And then there are times when I can play and I will play it back, and I'll be like, dang, that doesn't sound like what I heard. I thought I was playing one way, but then when I play it back and hear it, it's almost like, oh, okay. So either you did better or you did worse this time. But either way, I find that it is different when you're playing an album versus, when you play in front of people, like for a concert or something, or even at home. How you record the album is not usually how it turns out when you're not doing the live version. And sometimes the live version can sound better or it can sound worse. Now, I love a lot of live versions, but I will say that sometimes people will go too far away from the original version, and that can piss me off. Because I be looking to hear a certain note, and then they done left that note and went somewhere else. Yeah, because that's about, like, for instance, I'm telling you, Missing You, Soul to Soul. Now imagine if on that song, when they get to the bridge part and then she starts saying, ooh, and instead of going up, they just go flat across. That would make that song sound horrible. I mean, for real, without that woman's voice going up and that bass line going up, that song would sound horrible when it got to that part. So, I guess it's, each musician has to pick out what's best for their set. But I do know that one day I do hope to play for the church, or play live, just play live. I do hope to do that one day, be able to play live. I don't know how live will sound on here, but I'm talking about in a performance in front of people, not just on here. But I would like to go live someday and be able to play a couple of my favorite songs. And I don't know, this is maybe something I'm speaking into existence. Be able to play a couple of my favorite songs and, just enjoy it. I mean, because really, bass is all about who you are. I do find it boring, though, sometimes when people play by the sheet music. I find it boring sometimes. Because when I go to find bass covers on YouTube, and you could tell when somebody is playing by the sheet music versus somebody playing by their heart or through their soul. It's a big difference. Like, it's a different feel of the bass. It's a different feel, vibe. I mean, you could just tell. Like, I went to see that song Fame. Fame has a really great bass lines in it, Y'all got to check that out if you haven't, by Irene Cara. And on there, the way that their technique is so awesome. Like, really, it's a combination of different things. I don't even know what to name it, but I know it's a combination of different things. It goes from 1 minute playing slow, then 1 minute playing fast, then back to slow, fast, then medium. It just goes so around the world with that bass. And when I saw this guy was playing it and he was reading it off a piece of sheet music, and I'm not knocking that, because I do think that is good for some things, but everybody can't play from their heart, from their soul when they on that sheet music. I mean, and I'm just saying that some can't. I mean, I'm not knocking sheet music at all, because I want to learn how to play from sheet music. But I just wish that people would, put more expression into it whenever they're playing from sheet music. I don't know if it's because they're reading at the time that they can't, have more musical expression. I'm not even talking about facial expressions, because your facial expression, it just is what it is until you change it or whatever. I don't know. But I'm saying the music expression part, that's what I would like to see more of that from those that read sheet music. Because when I tried to cover a song and I saw that, it was kind of boring and it was dull, and I just ended up leaving the whole song because I was like, it wasn't well thought. that song wasn't what I thought. And so I'm thinking about y'all playing me an intro. Maybe get me, I'm thinking maybe I can get, set some drums and then play my own intro for this podcast. I think that would be the first thing I need to do before I go talk about doing some other stuff. But anyway, y'all, that's all I had to say on this episode of J-Base Podcast. Let me know, what do you feel about live concerts versus, or live performances, playing bass versus, the album cover? What do you find that's different about it? Do you even think it's different, or do you think it's the same? Do you like it? Which one do you like the best, the album or the live performance? Because, it's different for everybody and it's different for each song. But, your opinion is valued here. I want to know, what do you think about it? All right, y'all. So don't forget to like and subscribe and share this podcast. And don't forget, you can always head over to Facebook. I'm over here at Facebook waiting to greet and meet every one of you at J-Base Boughton Podcast. Yes, we have a fan page. I have a fan page over there. So if you can, head over there and like it. I would greatly appreciate it. As of now, I have no followers. None. Zero. Absolutely nada. Nada. Nada, 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 nada. Okay? All right, y'all. God bless. And be safe.